This is the best option for printing your photography at home. This is the Canon Selphy photo printer, and as you can see, this thing is the perfect size for on-the-go or at-home printing your photography. And when you purchase the Canon Selphy, what you get in the box is obviously the printer itself, a small pack of photo paper, the paper tray that holds your photo stock, the ink cartridge that holds just enough ink to print your first 4 to 5 photos, and of course the power adapter. If you want, this thing is so small it's made to be a travel printer, so instead you can opt to buy a battery pack that installs right in the back of this. Now of course, when you do power up the printer for the first time, you will need your smartphone or a tablet, any device that has access to the Selphy app. Now once you start up the printer for the very first time, you'll just hold down the power button, make sure it's plugged into the wall of course for a few seconds, and you'll get the startup screen. Once the printer is now fully on, you'll just follow the instructions on the screen itself along with your phone once you have the Selphy app downloaded. And the printer will have a QR code that eventually, once it walks you through enough steps, that you'll on your phone scan the QR code to register the printer to your device, whatever you're using. Then once you go through the startup process and connect your two devices, then you can use your phone or tablet to wirelessly print all the photos you could ever desire. But before you do print, we actually need to install all this stuff onto the printer. First, and probably the easiest thing that we'll do is installing the ink cartridge. On the right side of the printer, you'll see a little flab. Just open that up and grab your ink cartridge that came with the printer. And really these can only go in one way. And it's super easy to remember because on the cartridge itself, they actually etched an arrow pointing what direction you insert it. And also you can just match up the face of it with the hole on the side. Once that clicks in, go ahead and close that panel. And now we can move on to inserting the paper and the paper tray. Now with the paper tray, at first I was a little confused because this is just an odd shape and an odd covering along with it. At first I thought the cover I was supposed to rip off, but do not do that. Instead, look at the back of the tray and there's little diagrams that show how to open the paper tray and install the paper. So to open it, on the open end here, just go ahead and pull this tab up. And then you'll also pull this secondary one up as well. This second one is a little harder to pull up, but don't worry, you're not going to break it. That's actually how you're supposed to do it. So with that fully opened up, go ahead and grab your photo paper. And with the photo paper, it's very important to try to not touch the surface of the paper with your fingers. Instead, try to grab it on the sides here. And on the back of it, you'll notice it has Canon printed over and over again. And also it is a matte finish. That right there tells you that that goes face down in the cartridge and the shiny side up. With that in the tray, you could just go ahead and close the whole thing, make sure it clicks and is secure. To insert your paper tray into the printer, on the front, you'll notice a long panel. You could just flip that open. And then on the paper tray at the front, like we did before, go ahead and just open up just the first flap. Don't open the second flap. Then with the tray partially open, you can just set it on top of the table in front of the printer and just slide it in until it clicks. And now the Canon Selphy is ready for you to start printing your photography. So to do that, you'll go into the app and select Photos, select an image you want, hit OK, and then here you have your print settings. You can either add a date timestamp on the corner if you want, or add a border, or go borderless. If you go with a border, then you can choose what color of a border that you want, either white or black. And then the print finish, usually I just go with glossy. That's pretty standard. Even if you order your photos online, chances are you're getting glossy anyway. This last option, image optimize when printing. This is a great option if you're not really one to edit your photos in a software like Lightroom. You can use this instead to let the printer optimize the levels and colors of your photos for you. Once you have all your settings to where you want it, go ahead and click the check mark at the bottom right, and then you can hit print. It will take a little bit, probably about 30 seconds for your phone to send the photo to the printer. And once it does, it'll go into a busy mode where it's actively printing, obviously. And as you can see, it's going through different colors. It's basically a 3-color process system going through yellow, magenta, and cyan. And then the last step is the glossy coating that you chose. Once your photo is done, it spits it out on top of the photo tray to where you can pick it up and handle it just like normal. And what you'll notice right off the bat are these 2 little tabs on either side, which you can bend and it snaps. Bend it the other way, snaps again, and then it comes right off. Do that for the other side. And there you have a professional grade 4x6 photo that you can hang on the fridge. So now let's talk about who this printer is actually for. Because obviously it is not for the professional photographer looking to print their medium to high format photos on a large scale print. With the Canon Selphy, you are limited to a 4x6 print, but really for us amateurs, I think this is perfectly fine. And I definitely think this printer is perfect for any student in a college dorm room that wants a printer but doesn't have a ton of space to put it, or really anyone out there that doesn't mind the 4x6 format and really wants a tiny printer that they can just pop on a shelf and bring it down whenever they want to print photos for friends and family. Whenever my friends are together, we always tend to take a lot of photos anyway, so something like this, having it around, is going to make printing photos so much easier and quicker too. Instead of going through all the photos and uploading them online to a store and having them shipped to you, or maybe pick up at Walmart or CVS, instead the convenience of having this thing around to print however much you want, whatever photos you want at any time, makes the Canon Selphy one of my favorites for any photographer out there. And of course, when you run out of paper and ink, you can always pick up a pack online, either on Amazon or at Walmart or maybe Michael's. This pack in particular carries 108 sheets and just enough ink to cover all that. So really there is no waste at all either. So double bonus. All in all, the Canon Selphy is a great little photography printer for anyone on the go or even at home just wanting to print 4x6 photos to hang on the wall. If you've been looking at getting a camera Selphy yourself, hopefully this video helps you made your mind a little bit, because I really do like this thing, and it's small enough to where I can easily store it or put it on a shelf and bring it down for parties, or if after parties just want to print photos off for my friends, then and there I could just whip this thing out and boom, it's done. We don't have to wait, we don't have to pay shipping. It's great. All in all, it's a great package. But let me know in the comments down below what you think, and also please like and subscribe as well. Thank you all very much again for watching, and until next time, deuces everybody.